So very good afternoon to one and all. Professor Bakshi sir has joined our cloud meeting. So on behalf of UGC Malviya Mission Teachers Training Center, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, Chhatrapati Sambhaji Nagar, I welcome him. Professor A.K. Bakshi sir is the founding Vice Chancellor of DM University, Haryana. So always it is a pleasure and honor for all of us to have him here uh, on this platform of NEP 2020. So again, on behalf of this entire group, I welcome Professor A.K. Bakshi sir to this cloud meeting. Indeed, to give a brief introduction of A.K. Bakshi sir, it is an honor for me. Just file is loading, just a minute. Professor A.K. Bakshi sir, a renowned academician and and a former Shri Shankar Lal Professor in Chemistry in University of Delhi and founding Vice Chancellor of PDM University, Bahadurgarh, Haryana. He has also been an Executive Director of Territory Education Commission, Mauritius. Also Vice Chancellor of UP Rajashri Tandon Open University, Allahabad. He has been also uh, Head Department of Chemistry, Director of CPDHE, and Director of Institute of Lifelong Learning, University of Delhi. And he is also being a visiting professor of GGSIP University in Delhi. Also, he has been mentor to UGC MMTTC of Khalsa College, University of Delhi, and also chairman of GAD TLC, member of Standing Committee, National Mission of Education through ICT, Government of India. He has also been chairman to the Content Advisory Committee for Chemistry of Shakshat portal of MHRD, Government of India. So, not taking much time, I would now hand over the session to Professor A.K. Bakshi, sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much for your very kind words of introduction, and good afternoon, all the participants. It's a pleasure and a great honor to be with you, and I thank the organizers for giving me an opportunity to deliver this talk. The program is, as you all know, NEP Orientation and Sensitization Program, and this is the program which is compulsory for all higher education teachers of the country. This program is important because it will focus mainly on National Education Policy 2020, where you will be told what reforms are going to come in higher education and then why those reforms have been introduced. All that is covered in the various modules prescribed under this NEP orientation and sensitization program. So, in that program, I shall be speaking today about challenges which you all are going to face in the years to come, especially in the context of NEP 2020. So, this is a must for everybody. Each one of you should know what are the challenges where you need to work and then how to work in that direction. All those aspects will be covered in this talk. And before I start my talk, may I request all of you, please keep your videos on. I think it is mandatory for all of you to keep your videos on. If possible, please do that. And let me share my screen. So, this is the title of my talk. In the light of NEP 2020, Empowering Teachers for Challenges in Higher Education in India in the 21st Century. And as you can see in the slide, it's written, challenges are the opportunities in disguise. So these are all opportunities for all of you. So this talk is going to be very important because this is going to be a motivational talk based on NEP 2020 with an aim to empower you so that you can succeed and thrive in the 21st century. And believe you me, this is going to be a game changer for each one of you. Just attend to this talk and listen what I am telling, and then you will see how it can prove to be a game changer for you. This talk is based on my conceptualization and experience and will ultimately prepare you for facing the challenges in your profession. The thinking behind the talk is give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach a man how to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. So, this talk is going to be like giving you a fish and teaching you how to fish. This talk will be in two parts. In the first part, which is an introduction, I will touch upon the salient features of NEP 2020. And in the second part, which is the main part, I will talk about challenges in higher education. So, what is the spirit behind National Education Policy 2020? This could be a question in your mind. Why this policy has been introduced? See, this is an education policy, and you should remember that education is relevant and of quality only when it is able to serve the needs of the changing society. Otherwise, education has no meaning. And in the 21st century, world is changing very, very fast, mainly because of technological advancements. The needs of the society are changing, and therefore education will also have to change. If you look at the history, the first education policy came in 1968, second came in 1986, and now it has come in 2020. It is the first education policy of the 21st century. Because during all this time, society has changed significantly. So, this policy actually proposes various reforms in education which are suited to 21st century needs. So, this has to be viewed from that perspective. If you look at the document of NEP 2020, it is the visionary document which expresses the aspirations of the nation and which aims at making India a global knowledge superpower. That is number one aim. That India should become superpower in knowledge. That means not only in knowledge dissemination, which is teaching learning, but also in terms of knowledge creation, which is research. So this is very important. Research and teaching both are given a lot of importance. We have to become superpower in that. In our country, research is not that good. So it puts a lot of focus on that. And then it talks about global study destination. That means our higher educational institutions should become so good that learners from all over the world come to India for their higher studies. That is the second aim. Make India a global study destination. And here I would like to mention, you should keep it in mind that research creates new knowledge while teaching spreads existing knowledge. No doubt both are important, but creating new knowledge is more important than spreading existing knowledge. See, teaching is like lightening the lamp, while research is like building the road ahead. Until unless you don't have the road, what is the use of lightening the lamp? So you will have to build the road first. and that comes under research. And then, this policy talks about making India ultimately a vibrant knowledge society. Now, what is the meaning of vibrant knowledge society? A vibrant knowledge society is a dynamic community where knowledge is actively created. So, what does this mean? That means you do good quality research, then that is shared and then utilized to drive innovation, economic growth, and social well being. So, everything revolves around knowledge creation, that means research. So, this policy is laying a lot of focus on research and innovation. And then it talks about creating an apex body, NRF, National Research Foundation. This is going to be the apex body which will be funding various research projects. Now, if you want funding, you will have to apply to NRF. This is going to be the apex body. And believe you me, only those projects will be funded where research is globally relevant and then competent, locally relevant and globally competent. That research will be funded. It should be as per the needs. See, we should do research with a purpose. We should not do research just for the sake of doing research. That is unfortunately many people do. What is the use of that research? And then, this policy also aims at making school and college education more holistic, flexible, and multidisciplinary. These three aspects are very important. Holistic means what? Holistic means you should focus on all round development. Because, wherever you present yourself as a whole. It should be emotional development, mental, social, everything should be there. Physical also. Then it talks about making education flexible. As you know, now there are going to be multiple entry and exit options. You can exit after first year in UG, you will get a certificate. After second year, you may get a diploma, then advanced diploma or degree with the research. And then this policy has created academic bank of credits where you can deposit the credits which you have earned and then you can use them again when you return. So these are the new features. This was my article in Times of India's Education Times about academic bank of credits, where it talks about opportunity to design your own degree. This is the meaning of holistic development, which I was just talking. Physical development, emotional, mental, and social, all round development. And how policy will encourage holistic development? It is integrating academics with co-curricular and vocational subjects. All are integrated. Earlier, vocational subjects were considered, not that good. But now everything has been integrated. All are having the same weightage. And then this policy is based on 5 pillars. These are the pillars of NEP 2020. One is access. This policy wants to enhance access to higher education. And the target which has been set is 50% gross enrollment ratio by 2035. Because gross enrollment ratio in higher education in our country is very low. It's about 29%. United States has more than 80%. China has more than 50%. India is one of the youngest nations, but still our access to higher education is so low. So it is focusing on this, enhancing access. Then quality has to be enhanced. Then education should be imparted with equity, social justice, no discrimination. Then education should be affordable. And then there should be accountability in education system. So these are the 5 pillars of NEP 2020: access, quality, equity, affordability, and accountability. This is the meaning of equity. On the right side, you can see not equality, equity, fair, social justice. So, why I am focusing on empowering teachers? That could be the question in your mind. Please remember, the quality of an education system can never exceed the quality of its teachers. So, if you want to raise the quality of an education system, you must raise the competence level of the teachers. Teachers need to be made more competent. And this policy talks about that through regular capacity building and upskilling of teachers from time to time. Because once teachers are empowered, they in turn will empower their students. So, directly or indirectly, everything is being done to support student learning. And you will all agree, for us, students are very important. India is one of the youngest nations of the world. Our greatest natural resource is the minds of the young children who come to colleges and universities. 50% population of India is below 25 years. 65% population is below 35 years. So we need to reap this demographic dividend. We need to ready our young children for future, and to a great extent, responsibility rests with you, the teachers. Your role is going to be very important. Please remember, students may be 25% of our population, but then they are 100% of our future. This you cannot ignore. Therefore, we need to give them the right type of education. See, you may be taking your classes regularly. You may be very sincere. But the question remains, are you giving them the right type of education which the present society needs? That is the question. If not, then it is of no use. Then you are miseducating your students. And please remember, a child miseducated is a child lost. We cannot afford to lose even a single child. No talent of the country should go waste. Therefore, your role is very, very important. You have to ensure that the right type of education is imparted to the young children. So, this was part first of my talk, where I have touched upon the salient features of NEP 2020. Now I come to the second part. And this is, as you can see, challenges in the 21st century. What are going to be the challenges in the 21st century? That's the question now. See, the first challenge comes from information age. We are living in an information age, digital age, and this age itself poses many challenges. This is an age of uncertainty with respect to jobs. Job landscape in the world is changing very, very fast. See, there is a very famous The Future of Jobs report published by the World Economic Forum. Based on that report, you can say that you are not sure where your students will be employed tomorrow. Those jobs may not be existing today. So there is a lot of uncertainty with respect to jobs. This is a big challenge. Second, this is also an age of mass education. This is an age where more students over the next 30 years will graduate than since the beginning of the recorded history. Because all institutions are trying to increase the gross enrollment ratio. So more and more students will be coming out of colleges and universities. But traditional jobs are becoming less. Takers would be many, so that will create a tough competition. Then this is also an age of artificial intelligence. This is an age where artificial intelligence will equal the intelligence of the students by the time they finish their formal education. So what does it mean? Implication is that if I can have machines with the same intelligence as you, then why do I need you? So that's a challenge. And now all those jobs, as you all know now, all those jobs which are repetitive or of predictable nature, which require no critical thinking, no critical analysis, no research base, no specialization, all those jobs are going to be in danger. Either because of artificial intelligence, automation, or robotics. Look at the picture. Humans working with robots. That's going to be the common scenario in future. And then Elon Musk has very recently stated that very soon we will have AI systems which will be smarter than the smartest human on the earth. Maybe by this or next year. So you can see, now you may be wondering how this becomes a challenge for a teacher. See, the challenge for a teacher is what to teach and how to teach so that our children are successful in a future which is so uncertain. That's a challenge for you. You don't know what to teach and then how to teach. Second challenge is sustainable development goals. This is also a challenge. See, sustainable development is the burning issue in the world at present. What is the meaning of sustainable development? Sustainable means something which can be maintained for a long period of time, especially keeping in view the future generations. And development is always economic development. But then the question may be why we are bothered about sustainable development. That could be the question in your mind. See, we are bothered because of these issues. These are the issues of concern. Population in the world is exploding. Currently, we have 8 billion people in the world. By the 2050, we will have 9.7 billion people in the world. So this population explosion will lead to fast depletion of resources. There would be pressure on food, minerals, natural resources. Then water scarcity is going to be a big issue. There is a report that by this year, 1.8 billion people will face water scarcity. Then there is a problem of environmental degradation. You all know how our environment is getting degraded. Then climate change, rising sea level, increase in atmospheric temperature. All these are the issues of concern for sustainable development. That is the reason why United Nations in 2015 gave 17 sustainable development goals for achieving them by 2030. But United Nations never gave any roadmap how to achieve those goals. No. As a matter of fact, no roadmap can be given because world is full of diversity and the nature of the problem varies from region to region. And all these goals form part of this agreement, United Nations Agenda 2030. That is the agreement to which 193 countries, including India, have signed. And if you look at these sustainable development goals on the right, first goal is no poverty. Second is zero hunger. Third is good health and well being. Fourth is quality education. Fifth is gender equality, like that. See, all these are basically, these are the 17 goals. If you look at them closely, these 17 goals are actually real world problems and they are very complex. And in order to solve them, you need knowledge of several different disciplines. For example, if you want to solve the problem of climate change, you need knowledge of climatology, you need knowledge of political science, economics, green technology, sociology. That means you look at one problem through the lens of different disciplines. That is the basic thinking. That is why, this multidisciplinary education is now becoming popular. Because multidisciplinary education allows students to gain a deeper understanding of the subject matter through the lens of different disciplines. And it is believed that once we have this multidisciplinary education, our students will become more creative and flexible in thinking. That is the rationale why multidisciplinary education is being talked about. Now look at this goal, Sustainable Development Goal 4, which is quality education. What is the statement of this goal? It says ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong opportunities for all. So these terms come in this statement: inclusive, equitable, quality, and lifelong learning. This goal was stated in 2015. Our education policy came in 2020, 5 years later. But if you compare the two, you will notice that the various provisions of NEP 2020 are basically based on Sustainable Development Goal 4, which was given in 2015. Because India is signatory. Therefore, our all policies need to be aligned with these goals. And now you already know that from this year, for all universities and colleges in NIRF ranking, sustainability has been introduced as an additional criteria. You all will have to make your college or university campus a sustainable unit. So this is an additional criteria. This will create awareness about sustainable issues. Students will learn, teachers will learn, all that. This was my article long back, where I talk about the role of basic sciences in achieving sustainable development. And this book has very recently come. It is Energy for Sustainable Future. Now, the third challenge is 21st century learning need. That could be the question in your mind. What are the learning needs of the 21st century? What should a student learn? That's the question now. See, it's now very widely believed that if you want to excel in the 21st century, you need at least these two things. What are these two things? Rigorous academic content. You have to be very good in the subject. Whatsoever discipline may be you having, you have to be very good in that. And second is 21st century skills you should have. These 21st century skills are a set of abilities which each one of us should have. And these two taken together will lead to deeper learning. And these are 21st century skills. This is a very important slide. These 21st century skills come under three categories: learning skills, literacy skills, and life skills. Learning skills are critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, and communication, 4 C's. Literacy skills are information literacy, media literacy, technology literacy, IMT. And then life skills are flexibility, leadership, initiative, productivity, and social skills. Flips. So taken together, these are 12 skills which are must for everybody. Not only your students, even you should have these skills. If you have these skills, these will elevate your job performance. These are personal skills. You cannot have machine with these skills. Artificial intelligence cannot replicate these skills. Only humans can have. So this is a very, very important slide. And therefore, quality education in the 21st century is this. This is the most important slide. Please note it. Quality education in the 21st century must focus on these three things: knowledge. What type of knowledge? Disciplinary, interdisciplinary, and practical. Second, 21st century skills, and then domain specific skill. Some skills specific to your discipline. If you are in chemistry, chemistry specific skills, economic specific skill, like that. And then your personality matters: values, attitude, traits, disposition. These three are the learning needs of the 21st century. This is what every student should learn. See, when we were students, mainly the focus was on knowledge. Now you need to focus on all the three things. And these three things will determine your competence for any profession. You may be in any profession, your competence will be determined by these three things: knowledge, skills, and personality. That is why, universities and colleges these days are doing skill enhancement courses to strengthen second point, and value added courses to strengthen the third point. All three are very important. This every teacher should know. And personality, because success today demands not just knowledge, but also 21st century skills and strong personality to innovate and navigate a rapidly changing technology driven world. See, you may be very knowledgeable, you may be very good at skills, but if you don't have the right personality, right mindset, right attitude, all that will be of no use. And interdisciplinary also I mentioned. This is the talk of the town today. This everybody should know. Interdisciplinarity is the need of the hour. Neither you should teach nor you should learn subjects in isolation. See, we teach each subject as if they have nothing to do with others. No, this is man-made compartments. Knowledge is holistic. So never teach or learn subjects in isolation. And please remember, no real world problem can be solved just with the knowledge of one discipline. No, not at all. Any problem you may take, it cannot be solved just with the knowledge of one discipline. That is why multidisciplinary education is introduced. And innovation today is no longer confined to single discipline. It thrives at the intersection of diverse fields. See, when two or more fields come together, new solutions emerge, which were once considered unimaginable. Look at that. Smart watches we all wear. Have you seen how many disciplines are involved in making smart watches? Electronics, healthcare, software engineering, design. Google Maps you use in your mobile phone even. These are the disciplines which are involved. Self-driving cars, mechanical engineering, AI, ethics, and law are involved. facial recognition technique. That is what you see in your various, even when you go various places, including airports. These are the subjects involved. Even your Uber and Ola apps, ride sharing app. See, so many disciplines are involved. Therefore, aim should be acquiring competence. So, this is what I summarize now. Quality education should focus on three things: knowledge, skills, and personality. And these three things will determine your competence. So, don't miseducate your student. You have to focus on all the three things. Gone is the time when you were focusing only on knowledge. No, no, no. And these days, people talk about outcome based education. That is also a mixture of that. See, if these three are the learning needs, then outcomes will also be the mixture of that. That is what we say learning outcomes are the mixture of knowledge, skills, and personality. And once you have acquired competence, then you can strive for excellence. But competence is the base. Then, the fourth challenge, in my opinion, is we need creative and innovative minds in India. This is a big challenge. There is a crisis of innovation and creativity in Indian education system. Have you ever thought? No Indian scientist working in India has been able to get Nobel Prize after 1930 when C.V. Raman got it. He got it in physics for the discovery of Raman effect. After that, no Indian has got while working in India. Nobody has ever got it in chemistry. These people did get Nobel Prize, but they were non-resident Indians. Even Amartya Sen, although he is an Indian, but for years he has been working abroad. Abhijit Banerjee is an American citizen. And see, we have not been able to produce even a single Nobel laureate. And look at these top universities of the world. How many Nobel laureates they have produced? Have you seen? Harvard has produced more than 160 Nobel laureates. Cambridge 124, Columbia 101, like that. And please remember, Nobel Prize is not a lifetime achievement award. If you want to excel in research at that level, you need at least these three things besides others. You need enormous amount of creativity and open-mindedness. This is missing in our students. They have been rote learning. Then willingness to collaborate. See, our students look at every other student as a competitor. That is why it becomes difficult for them to collaborate. And then you need perseverance and resilience. We sometimes want immediate gains. That may not be possible. One has to work hard. I remember a Nobel laureate in chemistry getting Nobel Prize at the age of 97 years. That is the reason, why our ranking is so poor. We are one of the most populated countries of the world, but see our ranking. These are the top 10 universities in the world. And why our ranking is poor? Because of the poor quality of our research programs. Best students sometimes do not come to research. I think this was a report presented in Rajya Sabha that best of the science students are going to civil services, IAS, etc. They don't come to teaching. They don't come to research. And look at this. This is for all of us. 99% of the higher educational institutions are not contributing to the country's high quality knowledge creation. They are all doing routine research, promotion driven research. Emphasis is more on quantity rather than quality. So poor is the quality of research in India. Please remember, research only propels humanity forward. Research and development are inseparable. Without research, you cannot have development. World will come to halt. So now the question may come, why we are lacking in quality research? Why after all we lack? It is to do with our education system. Our education system does not train our young people for research. That's the real problem. Look at this video, 1 minute, but it is self-explanatory. Watch this.
For decades, people have been finding hundreds of flaws in the education system. No conceptual understanding, no creativity. Children are stressed, and the list goes on. All these are symptoms. But what is the root cause to all this? What is the fundamental flaw in the education system? Let us play a rapid-fire game. You have 1 second to answer every question. Let's start. First question. A4? Okay, no more questions. Did you think apple first? 98% of people are most likely to think so. Because that was what we were told in our kindergarten. Imagine that this was done differently. Say we had asked you for all the words starting with A. Ant, ace, April, apt. Different answers would have popped out of everyone's head. Do you see where the problem is? Before children start going to school, every child is unique. Every child thinks different. But the education system makes every child think the same. This is the fundamental flaw in the education system. Why did this start? During the Industrial Revolution in the 18th century, the education system was designed to make children ready to work in factories. The factories did not require people to think, but to only work like robots. So, the education system stripped children of their freedom to think and destroyed their true potential. The same education system continues even today. Only the industries have changed. A study by NASA shows that 98% of children think different before they start going to school. As they go through this education system, at 25 years of age, only 2% think different, and 98% think the same. So how does the education system make every child the same? Let's go back to the apple example. Kindergarten lessons told us that A is for apple. We asked you for words that start with A. Our education system gave us the answers. We asked you a question. Answers make you the same. Questions make you different. Right from kindergarten, the education system keeps giving answers. Instead of asking children how plants make food, the science teacher gives you the definition of photosynthesis. Instead of asking them to describe the sun, the teacher tells them that the sun is a ball of fire at the center of the solar system. Through their years in school, children lose the capability to think on their own. Whether it is their choice of career or their relationship or any situation in life, they become.
So you can see how our education system strips the children of their ability to think on their own. We give ready-made answers to various questions and then directly or indirectly ask the same thing in examination. Is that the purpose of education? You will have to think. Our education system is, very much outdated. And it does not encourage thinking, innovation, and creativity amongst our students. This is a serious problem in our education system. And without creativity, you cannot have any progress. You will be repeating the same old things. So this is a serious problem in our education system. This was my article which became very popular. Crisis of innovation and creativity. India's future is in innovation. Make education more creative. This is in Education Times of the Times of India. Creativity crisis in the Indian education system. Therefore, we need to enhance the quality of higher education imparted in India. We have to work at that level. And see, look at this. In any education system, three things are very important. What? What do you teach? That is curriculum. How do you teach? That is pedagogy. And then how do you assess the students? Assessment. And if you look at our education system, we have 21st century students. But sometimes we are teaching them 19th century content. Our methods of teaching, our assessment methods, our courses architecture, all old, outdated. We haven't changed much. For example, look at curriculum. Curriculum means what? Curriculum is a total learning experience in any program. And you know, the biggest challenge to curriculum is coming from the growth of knowledge. The knowledge in all disciplines is growing very fast. So fast that the doubling time of the growth of knowledge has shrunk considerably. See, look at this. There was a time when human knowledge was doubling in 150 years. Now, human knowledge is doubling in 73 days. So, what does it mean? Your curriculum will become outdated as soon as it is created. And please remember, what you know in your discipline is only a drop, and what you do not know is an ocean. So much is the growth of knowledge. That is why this new policy talks about having a light syllabi so that students are given more time for thinking. Core essential should be there. Modern syllabi. Because you know, outdated syllabi will increase the gap between what is learned and what should be learned. Our syllabi are still outdated. And this affects the quality of research because you have not been exposed to the latest. One of the reasons why we could not become leaders and are still followers in any field is this outdated syllabi. You have not been exposed to the latest developments. He is Professor C.N. Rao. What he says, 90% of the universities in India have outdated curriculum. 90%. That is why it is said we need to have skill-based and industry-led curriculum. World is shifting towards skill-based economy. People want practical knowledge. Theoretical knowledge is of no use. And hands-on experience they want. Because now it is said, future will belong to those who learn more skills and combine them in creative ways. Then comes pedagogy. Pedagogy means how you teach. Pedagogy is the art and science of teaching. We still follow the traditional talk and chalk method, which is a teacher-centric, mainly a monologue, many complex concepts you cannot explain very well on the board. Then it presumes that all students will learn in identical fashion. That is wrong. Some students may be slow learners, some may be average, some may be fast learners. Then entire process is slow and time consuming. You write on the board, students will take down the notes, then you rub it, then again like that. And then you can't tackle many problems in the class because there is a pressure to finish the syllabus. And then this method in our country still focuses on examination, rote learning, and scoring high marks. This is the problem in our country. Look at this. This is today's reality. Nobody wants to learn concepts. Everybody wants to score 90 plus marks. Any discipline you may take. Irony of our country is that focus is on well-filled mind. You fill the minds of young people with more and more knowledge. And we feel also happy, oh, he is so knowledgeable. What we need is a well-formed mind. The mind which is formed out of thinking, innovation, and creativity. Please remember, era of rote learning is over. Times have changed. Real education is that which transforms the learners. Just as, you know, a seed gets transformed to plant and plant gets transformed to tree, like that, there should be a transformation in the learners. That is why in today's world, Learner-centric education is becoming popular. Outcome-based education. What is the thinking behind learner-centric education? The thinking is that students will learn best when they are engrossed in the topic, motivated to seek out new knowledge and skills, and because they need them to solve the problems at hand. Let them be engaged in activities. The thinking behind learner-centric education is engage the learners in activity. They will learn on their own. And this outcome-based education is becoming popular. Why? What is the thinking? These are the thinking steps. One is we should produce capable graduates, not just graduates. Then learning is more important than teaching. See, in future, what you will be asked? If you say, I have finished my syllabus, I have taken all my classes, that's not enough. They will ask whether the outcomes have been achieved in the students or not. That is important. So focus is more going to be on learning rather than on teaching. You may follow flexible method, nobody stops you, but there should be learning outcomes in the students. Even assessment which you do, that should be not testing rote learning, it should test application ability. So, you all will have to shift to outcome based education, which is the destination, and the route to outcome based education is learner centric pedagogy. And if you do this, then learners will become very active, highly independent and creative thinker because they themselves will be doing everything. Your role will be just to guide them, to mentor them. That is why it is said, if you teach today's student as you taught yesterday's, you are going to rob them of tomorrow. You will have to change. This is a very big point for all of you. You will all have to change with the changing times. This was flipped classroom is also a learner-centric method. Then comes assessment. How you assess your students. And new education policy says we need to transform the culture of assessment in the country because assessment drives learning. The way you assess, student will start learning in that way. So that can be a good way to enhance the quality of education in the country. See, if you look at our examination system, currently it is rote based mainly about some textbook content, definition, figures given there. Anything which comes outside the textbook, protests start, people say out of syllabus. Is that the purpose of education? And then our traditional examination do not assess the skills which industry needs. There is no way. Therefore, assessment process needs to be made more scientific to encourage skills of the student. What skills? Analytical thinking, critical thinking, conceptual clarity. These skills are going to be tested. We need to have such questions in examination which discourage rote learning, which test conceptual clarity, which encourage thinking, innovation, and creativity, which deal with real life situations, unfamiliar situations, and which enhance your problem solving and analytical abilities. See, the world is changing. You will all have to change. In the 21st century, these are the things which will be needed. And these days, people even talk about competency-based assessment. What is competency? Look, I told you earlier that these are the learning needs, knowledge, skills, and personality. These determine the competence. So competency-based assessment means you assess all the three things, knowledge, skills, and personality. It becomes competency-based assessment. But In our country, we just test mainly knowledge. Skills, not much. Personality, they don't bother. So you all have to understand and then change this, why we are changing the system. For example, I am now very actively involved at the national level in NCRT book writing, 11th and 12th. All these things are coming there now. From next year, you will see the whole thing will change. And in this, teachers can play a very important role. See, in higher education, we have more than 4 crore students. They appear in so many exams. Your competence, your creativity, your vision matters the most. These days, if you ask some teacher to set a question paper, they will take last 5 years question paper and immediately within 2 hours, they will set the paper. No, that's not needed. Set original questions. Then, the sixth challenge, in my opinion, for all of you is going to be you all need to embrace technology and become tech savvy. This is a must because it is difficult to imagine education without technology in the 21st century. And you will all agree, technology has totally changed the way education is imparted now. All this happened during Corona times. We all became tech savvy. Look at this. This is how technology has changed the way education is imparted. Teaching learning has changed. E-learning, MOOCs are becoming popular. Experimental work, virtual labs have come. Revision of syllabi can be done very quickly through email, discussion forum, video conferencing. For research, so many new tools have come which have totally changed the way research is conducted now. Assessment has changed. National Testing Agency has been created. All major exams in the country are online. Professional development, for example, this program is also online. Then ICT empowered pedagogy has come. So all of you must become tech savvy. This is a must. Don't think that I am going to retire in next few years. No, all of you, for the sake of student, it is essential. If you want to provide high quality education, meeting the needs of the modern students and preparing them for a technology driven world, you will all have to become tech savvy. Then one more thing you should remember, technology is only a tool. Don't let it become your master. Use it like your puppet. Your creativity, your vision, your problem solving ability can unlock the potential of technology. It's up to you how you can use technology. See, throughout history, if you look at the world history, whenever human imagination has been combined with technological innovation, remarkable progress has been achieved. And now you all know AI is coming. AI is revolutionizing the way we teach, learn, and research. So you all will have to become tech savvy. There is no way out. And please remember, technology will never replace great teachers, but technology in the hands of great teachers is transformational. Become a great teacher first, full knowledge in your subject, and then become tech savvy. That combination can do wonders. This was my interview in Times of India. Technology won't replace teachers. And therefore, the roles of the teachers are also changing. In the light of all what I told you, the new roles of the teachers are coming. These are the new roles. You all will have to become tech savvy teachers in ICT skills, 21st century skills. If your students are involved in or engaged in e-learning and MOOCs, and if they have some query, who will answer that? You. So you should learn how to manage virtual classroom and discussion forum. You need to know how to engage students by learner-centric pedagogy. You should be proficient in the development of e-content and MOOCs. MOOCs have brought a self-learning revolution in the world. So many MOOCs have been developed on Swayam platform. I have developed so many MOOCs for MSc chemistry students of the country. So your role will be like a coach or a mentor. See, there was a time when teacher was considered to be the only source of knowledge. Not now. Now so many sources of knowledge are available, online sources. You are just like a facilitator of learning. So many sources of knowledge. Tell me what you teach in the class, which students cannot get from so many other sources and perhaps better. So your role is to shift. So ladies and gentlemen, a change of mindset is the need of the hour. You will have to change. Don't think that what I know is enough. I must learn more. That should be the mindset shift. Look at the quote. Birds born in a cage think flying is an illness. Change your mindset. And now I come to the last part of this, where I will talk about some personality development tips for enhancing your competence. See, this portion is generally the most neglected, but I think this is the most important. Even in NCRT book, I am going to add this personality development tips. I told you this slide earlier. Knowledge we have talked, skills we have talked. Now we will talk about personality. Personality means what? A set of traits and behavior that characterize an individual. Personality doesn't mean your looks. Why personality is important? Look at this. 87% of all people fail not because of capability but because of personality. And the worst part is they don't know that their own personality is coming in the way of their job performance. That is the worst part. People always blame others. They themselves never do introspection that their own personality may be faulty. And please remember, personality traits provide the underlying resilience and drive needed to leverage knowledge and skills. And I'm going to give you some personality development tips in the form of life lessons to enhance your competence. They can be the game changer for each one of you. See, it is said life can only be understood backward, but it has to be lived forwards. Look from that point of view. Look at this picture. Grand old lady telling little girl, life looks like an eternity, but actually it is just a short trip. You never know the trip will be over. Therefore, all of you should learn the art of living. Most of the people in this world only exist. Living has become rare. And art of living means capability to draw pleasure from life and to succeed in the greatest test called life. Life itself is a great test. You have to be successful in that. So, please remember you only live once. But if you do it right, I think one is more than enough. So the first tip for all of you is, in my opinion, what I learned in my career, be proactive in life. See, everyone chooses how to approach life. If you are proactive, you will focus on preparing. If you are reactive, you will end up focusing on repairing. So proactive people are able to take initiative, make choices, and hence they are able to control outcomes. So this is the benefit of being proactive in life. That is why it is said, the secret of success is to be ready when your opportunity comes. Second point, come out of your comfort zone. Many young people are living in a comfort zone. Please remember, life begins at the end of your comfort zone. It's only after you have stepped out of your comfort zone that you begin to change, grow, and transform. Come out of the comfort zone, manage your career well, and then work hard sensibly. I know all of you must be hardworking, but sensible is important. Sensible means direction is more important than speed. Choose your direction very carefully. Of course, you are free to choose any direction, nobody can stop you, but then you will not be free from the consequences of your choice. So, work hard sensibly. Choose your direction very carefully. You will never get the time again. And then, life is a process. No one rises suddenly in the world, not even the sun. You have to be persistent and have a never give up attitude. And then always strive for excellence in life. See, to be good is no longer enough in today's world. Look at this quote. A penguin can never be a giraffe, so try to be the best penguin you can be. Any line you choose, reach to the top. Mediocrity won't survive much. Then self belief is another quality you should have. Look at this quote. A bird sitting on a tree is never afraid of the branch breaking because her trust is not in the branch but in her own wings. So that is self confidence. It may not give you success, but it will give you the power to face the challenges of life. Then self discipline. This is the most important thing. Self discipline means mastery over your thoughts. If you can control what you think, you can always control what you do. This is the key to life success, self discipline. Because there is nothing in this world that can trouble you more than your own thoughts. Very important point. Cages are not made of iron, they are made of thoughts. An average person thinks 7,000 thoughts a day. So, if you can learn self control, you can master anything. Practice it. See, brain is like an organ. Mind is like a software. Through practice, you can control it. Try it, it will change your life. And it will also make you mentally tough. Sometimes you need to be mentally tough also, especially in the face of adversity. So it will prepare you for such, aspects of the life also. Then be positive and honest in life. You don't need to announce, nobody will bother. But for your own consumption, be positive and honest. Always positive thinking. Positive thinkers will have a solution for every problem, and negative thinkers will have a problem for every solution. Then overcome the fear of failure. Sorry. Very common problem these days. प्लीज रिमेंबर, वो कहते हैं ना, जब तक तुम डरते रहोगे तुम्हारी जिंदगी के फैसले कोई और लेता रहेगा. ओवरकम फियर ऑफ फेलियर. Failure, and Bill Gates says, if you are afraid of failure, you don't deserve to be successful. Failures can be the pillars of success depending on how you take them. First attempt in learning, that's how you should take it. Your attitude towards failure determines your altitude after failure. Again, mindset, how you look at things. Then stop worrying and start living. This is a common problem. Most of the people worry a lot. Please remember, worry is a misuse of your imagination. You suffer more in imagination than in reality. And one day you will look back and realize that you worried too much about things which don't really matter. But by the time you will realize, time would have gone. What is the use? The best thing is this. You worry about the things which are in your control. What is in your control? Your attitude, your effort, your focus. These three things are in your control. Don't worry about the things which are out of your control. What will happen in future? What will be the outcome of my efforts? All that, they are not in your control. Why to worry? This simple demarcation can change your life. And then control anger. Everybody gets angry, no doubt. But whenever you get angry, think of this slide. The fire of anger burns you first. And one thing you should remember, never say mean words out of anger. Your anger will pass, but your mean words can scare a person for life. Many relationships have broken just because you said something out of anger. Words cannot be taken back. So remaining silent when you are angry requires a lot of strength. And one thing you should remember, psychology says whenever you are angry, there is some fear in your mind. Then never become arrogant. Sometimes a small success goes into a person's head and the person becomes arrogant. No. Arrogance is the surest path to failure. Look at this slide. इसको याद रखिएगा. कभी किसी चीज का घमंड आ जाए तो शमशान का एक चक्कर लगा आना, तुमसे बेहतरीन लोग वहां राख बने पड़े. Think about that. Remember, you are dust, and to dust you shall return. Keep this reality of life always in mind. And then time management is very important. Time management is life management. Manage your time. Maximize your performance in the shortest time. Otherwise, work will always expand according to the time available. No, you will never be able to complete it. If you are today 40-year-old, all 40-year-old people have got the same time. The secret to success is how you managed it. वो कहते हैं ना, अमिताभ का कोट है, देखिए, कल खो दिया आज के लिए, आज खो दिया कल के लिए, कभी जी ना सके हम आज आज के लिए, बीत रही है जिंदगी कल आज और कल के लिए. That's how the whole life passes. So invest your time, don't spend it. See, a stage will come in life when you will wish you had more time. It happens. And please remember, every day is once in a lifetime. And every day is the first day of the rest of your life. Think over that. वो कहते हैं ना, बंधी हैं हाथ पर सबके घड़ियां, मगर पकड़ में किसी के एक लम्हा भी नहीं. जिंदगी, देखिए, टाइम स्पेयर्स नो वन. जस्ट वॉच दिस. Just watch this for a minute. See, just look at this picture. Vinod Khanna, he used to be so popular, but when I saw this picture first time, I could not believe that he is the same person. See, time spares no one. You don't know what is in store for you. So the message is live in the moment. Live in the present moment. The present moment is the only moment available to us, and it is the door to all moments. Life becomes more meaningful when you realize the simple fact, what? That you will never get the same moment twice. वो कहते हैं ना, ये देखिए, मैं कल को तलाशता रहा दिन भर और शाम होते होते मेरा आज भी चला गया. Think over that. So, ladies and gentlemen, coming to the end of my talk, At the end of the day, you will agree that your biggest competition is with you only. I told you so many challenges. Your competition is with you. You should become the master of your mind, not the puppet of your mind. Be your own king. And you are a king if you know how to rule yourself. Start learning ruling yourself. वो कहते हैं ना, you don't have the problem, you are the problem. एक और है, स्वर्ग भी तू है, नरक भी तू है, इन दोनों का फर्क भी तू है. जिंदगी छोटी नहीं होती, लोग जीना ही देरी से शुरू करते हैं, और जब तक रास्ते समझ में आते हैं तब तक तो लौटने का वक्त हो जाता है. And then it's never too late to be what you might have been. Still you can change your life. No, time has not gone completely. Still, actually, we don't teach all these things to our young people. These things make you a good human being also. They prepare you for life. So all the challenges which I gave in today's talk, they are the doorways to excellence. They are the opportunities in disguise. बड़ी फेमस एक चाइनीज प्रोवर्ब है, when the winds of change blow, some people build walls while others build windmills. It's up to you how you make use of the opportunities. One day you will be just a memory for some people only. Do your best to be a good one. And I think this is the last slide. जिंदगी के रंगमंच पर अपना किरदार इतनी शिद्दत से निभाएं कि पर्दा गिरने के बाद भी तालियां बजती रहें. जिंदगी नहीं मिलेगी दोबारा. So this is, thanks a lot. It was a pleasure talking to you. This is my email ID. This is my cell number. You can always be in touch. Give your feedback in the chat box. You can write any comment, any suggestion, any question. You're most welcome. Thank you. Any question, any comment, any suggestion, you may write, unmute yourself, or you may even write in the chat box. Nobody to ask anything. Either nothing is clear or everything is clear. Somebody write, Dr. Nurul Islam wrote, I am speechless. Excellent, very clear, very nice. Thank you, sir. Everything is clear. I am just speechless. Excellent, useful. I think you are very liberal in praising the talk. No. Are you in a position to unmute yourself? No.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can.
It's possible, right? In principle, it's possible. Yes.
Yes, sir. Basically, it was a nice program, sir, and we learned many things. Especially from my side, I just tell you that I learned many things about reality of life. You can say so much practical, and what I'll tell you, sir.
Can you give your introduction? Where are you from?
I am from Assam, sir. I am Dr. Nurul Islam from Guwahati University. Do you know about our college is under Guwahati University?
Okay.
Guwahati, yeah, from Assam only.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Thank you. Thanks for your comment. Thank you.
Yes, sir. I will contact with you, sir. Please.
Sure.
Sir, I
Anybody
like
else?
the comments which you miss. What will be the role of teacher at present scenario? I like that thing very much.
Who is speaking?
I myself, Dr. Savita Ahir Rao.
Doctor? I can't see you.
Savita Ahir Rao. Sir, hi. Sir.
Okay. Dr. Savita
Ahir Rao from Maharashtra.
Maharashtra. So what is your question, madam?
Not is it's not a question. It's just miss what I like in that lecture. I'm saying that, sir.
Okay.
Whatever role you told about teacher, I like that thing, and I'm going to apply that thing in my
Thank you. Thank you very much. What is your
in my life.
discipline?
My discipline is humanities, and my subject is English.
Subject is English. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Nice meeting you. Thank you. Though
Thank you.
virtually, but it's a pleasure. Thank you.
Very good afternoon, sir. Myself, Dr. Sakaralam, sir, from
Anybody
Management
else?
Studio.
Anything?
Yes, sir. I am myself, Dr. Sakaralam. Are you listening, sir? Hello.
Hello, who is there?
I am Dr. Sakaralam, sir.
आप अपना वीडियो ऑन करिए.
Yes, sir. Yes. Yes,
I
sir.
can't see you. I don't know
81
why.
roll number.
I don't know why most of the people don't keep their videos on.
I am from Assam, sir.
Okay. What do you want to say?
And,
Hello?
yes, sir.
What do you want to say?
A very informative and interactive session. It was, sir. Very nice.
Thank you.
I am really very thankful for being part of this session. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you. So you have somebody to anchoring the program? No. Nobody is there.
Nobody is there.
So what I do is that we can have a break for a few minutes. Then I will give you another talk that
Yes,
will
sir.
be on academic leadership. Has somebody delivered a talk on academic leadership or not? Hello?
Make some break, sir.
Hello?
Not yet, sir. Not yet.
Not yet.
No one.
So I will be delivering my second talk on academic leaders. Okay? So what's the time now? It is 3:50. So what is the time for your second lecture? 4:15 is okay or 4:10? What time you want?
4:10.
4:10.
14 is okay. Yes, sir.
How much?
410. 410.
4:10 I will be joining back. So till that time we take a break. Okay?
Okay, sir.
We will join
Thank
back
you, sir.
at 4:10. Thank you.
आणि सगळ्याला कुलूप लावून येतं फक्त हॉल आणि हॉलचा आणि वेगळं बिहेवियर आहे.
कोणी पण कंत्राटी पद्धतीने करतो.
Anybody to start the program?
No, sir.
Somebody will come?
No, sir. You have to start, sir.
Okay. Let participants come, or should we wait for 2-3 minutes? When is this program ending?
Thursday, sir.
Thursday. Okay.
Yes, sir. 2 more sections is there.
2 more days, huh? Okay. Why do the participants not keep their videos on? Why is it so?
Sir, it is a very long gap, sir. So if we switch on the video, then the mobile phone will be switched off easily. So 3 hours, no, sir.
Tell me when you want me to start, I will start.
Sir, you can, sir. No problem.
So, good afternoon once again, and now
Good afternoon.
this
Good
time
afternoon.
we will have a new session on academic leadership, because I am told that has not been covered yet. So, let me share my screen. So this is the title of my this talk: Transforming Teachers into Academic Leaders in Higher Education in India, a Roadmap. So this talk is going to focus on how you can become academic leaders in future. So this is a very important and interesting talk. So this talk is actually my perspective on the topic based on my own journey in higher education. See, when I became lecturer in Delhi University, I was just 21-year-old. And I had the ambition to reach to the top, and then what problems came, what lessons I learned, what were the challenges I'm going to share with you. So this talk may not make you academic leader, but it will certainly put you on a path to become an academic leader material. That I am very sure. So that is how this talk is going to be. And it is said you must learn from the mistakes or experience of others, because you can't possibly live long enough to make them all yourself. So I shall be sharing my experiences with you, and I'm sure it is going to be interesting for you. See, we have leaders in all walks of life. Look at this slide. This is the picture which is very old. It talks about 100 people who changed the world. This picture includes Mahatma Gandhi, who used to say, "Be the change you want to see in the world." And then it includes Mother Teresa, then also Albert Einstein and many others. These are the people who change the world. And then it's written leadership is not a title or a position, it is action and example. Here you can see on the left Indian CEOs who are making a mark on the global stage. They are also leaders in their own way. On the right, we have world famous Indian scientists who have given new dimension, meaning, and have revolutionized world science. So you can see all well-known faces, including C.V. Raman, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, etc. We have Indian political leaders, irrespective of the political party to which they belong, they all had mass following. So they are also leaders. This is the list of successful Indian entrepreneurs of all times. A person becomes an entrepreneur when the idea is transformed into a business, and that is what these people did. And they also became leaders. And then even this film industry, they are also leaders, all popular actors, so much fan following. So you can see we have leaders in all walks of life. But here we are talking about academic leadership. Academic leadership is different. It is different in terms of the stakeholders are different, goals to be achieved are different, processes to be followed are different, and then the approach of the leadership is different. So, academic leadership is different, there is no doubt. But if you look at all these leaders, one thing which is common is that leaders inspire others. So that is why it is said, if your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. So this is a very comprehensive definition, just inspiring others. And if we extend this definition, then even each teacher in a way is an academic leader for his or her students. You are already a leader because you as a teacher can influence the thoughts, attitudes, and behaviors of your students. You can inspire them, you can motivate them. Every day you meet in the class, you can talk to them, you can influence their thinking. So you are already an academic leader. So start thinking like that. So with this little background, this is the concept map of my talk. Here you are shown. Then I will talk about the traits which you should have if you want to become an academic leader. What skills are required? What are the do's and don'ts for academic leaders? Then how to deal with stakeholders. And then we will also talk about some personality traits which help you in acquiring competence for academic leadership. And then we will also talk about the urgent need to strengthen your academic credentials. All of you should try to strengthen your academic credentials. And in all these aspects which I am showing here, you should strive for excellence. Striving for excellence should be the key word. So this is how the concept map of this talk is. And please remember, excellence is never an accident. It is the result of high intention, sincere effort, intelligent direction, skillful execution, and the vision to see obstacles as opportunities. See, it has never happened that someone has excelled by chance. No, you have to make efforts. You need to have all these qualities. So you should be aware of these qualities from the very beginning. So with this little background, I come to first part of the talk, that if you want to become an academic leader, the most important thing to start with is you should have an aim to reach to the top in your career. This is the starting point. Aim means what? Ambition in mind. Yes, I have to reach to the top. And then ambition to reach to the top in your career will drive your personal growth. It will maximize your potential. It will foster resilience, leading to professional success and fulfillment. Once you have this ambition, all these things will automatically happen in you. You will have the passion. Yes, I have to reach to the top. So dream big. And as Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam says, dream is not which you see in sleep. Dream is something which does not let you sleep. So this dream to reach to the top in your career should not let you sleep. And one thing you should remember, dreams may be free, but goals will always have a cost. A cost in terms of your time, your effort, your sacrifice and sweat. You should be ready to spend all this if you want to achieve your goals. So after you had an ambition to reach to the top, then you should learn how to manage your career well from the very beginning. This is very important. Look at the code. If I had 8 hours to chop down a tree, I would spend 6 hours sharpening my axe. So that is the meaning of managing your career well from the very beginning. And it's very unfortunate that most of the people often invest more time planning their vacation rather than planning their career or work. Most of the people are not bothered about their career. That's why, they are in the state where they are. And this career management involves two things. What? Career growth and career development. And both should continue side by side. Career development means within your current role, you improve your knowledge, your skills, your talent. That is the development part. And this will bring about a transformation in you. So that is what various faculty development programs do. Even this faculty development program is doing that. It is improving your knowledge, skills, and talent. And then comes career growth. Here you strive for a higher position than your current position. You focus on the goals and it is strategic. You have to have a strategy for achieving a career growth. You may be assistant professor, you want to become associate or professor or director or head of the department or vice chancellor, anything. That is the career growth. So career growth and career development should continue. That is why it is said professional development is a journey and not a destination. You should all become the CEO of your career destiny. Transform or perish. And once this awakening comes in you, then there is no looking back. Yes, I have to reach to the top. That's why it is said the secret of success is to be ready when your opportunity comes. So this talk will try to prepare you for that opportunity. And please remember, there is a powerful driving force inside every human being, which once unleashed, it can make any vision, dream, or desire a reality. That driving force is inside you also. Only thing is you have to unleash it. And once you unleash it, then there will be no looking back. Coming to second part, let's have a look at the current higher education scenario in India. As you can see, India is the third largest system of education in the world. As compared to 1950s, we have at present, as per this data, more than 1,000 universities, so many colleges, more than 12,000 standalone institutions, nearly 16 lakh teachers in higher education, and more than 4 crore students. So by any stretch of imagination, we have grown considerably, as you can see. And each of these higher educational institutions, these are the main functions: teaching learning, research and guiding research, then empowerment of the students for their all-round development, and then academic administration and management. These are the main functions of a higher education institution. And each of these higher education institution has an academic leader in the form of a vice chancellor, director, principal, etc., at the helm of the affairs to lead the institution. So each of these institutions has an academic leader. And the role of the leader in achieving excellence in all the functions which I just mentioned is very, very important. See, a leader can do wonders. And role is so important that it is said, without the appropriate leadership, the institution is like a ship without a rudder. It will become directionless and ultimately sink with all its passengers. That is how it happens. So important is the role of the leader. And many institutions have been totally destroyed just because incompetent leaders came. They could not do justice. That's why it is said, a leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. Leaders may follow different styles. Some may be autocratic, where the order comes, you have to do this. Or they may be following laissez-faire style, where they leave it up to you whether you do this or that. Or it could be democratic, where they ask, should we do this or that? So leadership styles may be different. And somebody may have a leadership style depending upon the circumstances. Sometimes you may have to become autocratic also. And then one more thing, leaders are made, they are not born. This is a very important point. That is why I say all of you can become leaders. And that was the thinking behind this initiative of the government on leadership. They started last year this program, Nurturing Future Leadership Program. This is the program of the Government of India, Ministry of Education. And this program is presently organized by IITs and IIMs, Nurturing Future Leadership Program. This is actually a 5-day residential program where you have 4 sessions per day. And these are the 5 modules you can see here. Building foundation for academic leadership, soft skills for leaders, empowering pedagogy, actionable leadership, and then unlocking opportunities. These are the 5 modules. And on each module, you have 4 sessions. And this program is open for all levels of faculty. This is the beauty of this program. Even assistant professors can join this NFLP program. See, the objective of NFLP is to make everyone a leader. That means every faculty member should have leadership qualities. So the objective is to develop and sharpen the leadership skills of the faculty at different levels, particularly at the early stage of their career, thereby creating a pool of potential leaders for generational transition. So everyone should have the leadership qualities. For your class, you are a leader. You may be in some committee. You may be the convener of a committee. You are a leader. You may be displaying leadership roles in various other activities. So you should have the qualities. So this is a very important objective of NFLP. Everyone should have a leadership qualities. And now I come to the main part, that is what makes a competent academic leader. That's now the question. How you can become academic leader. That's now the point. And here first I will talk about the traits of a good academic leader. And in my opinion, the most important trait of a academic leader is that he or she should be a top class academician, a scholar with a very high level of intelligence, a great teacher, great researcher. And a leader should be someone coming from the ranks, assistant professor, associate professor, like that. Because if somebody is coming from outside the academic world, he or she cannot understand academics that well. So the most important thing is you should be a top class academician. Now the question is, how do you become a top class academician? For that, all of you should make efforts to strengthen your academic credential. This is a very important slide. Strengthen your academic credential. Your academic credentials will be determined by your academic record. Plus two, UG, PG. Of course, you cannot change your record, but if you have been position holder, university topper, gold medalist, record breaker, it matters. Everybody cannot have that record. So academic record is important. Publications. How many publications, quality of the publications, impact factor of the journals, books, articles, patents, all come under this. This plays a very important role. On an average, you should try to have 3 to 4 good quality publications in 1 year. Then postdoc experience. All of you must be PhD, but if you have a postdoc experience and that also from some foreign university, that is an added advantage. That shows that you had a world exposure, international exposure. And you know, UGC offers many postdoc fellowships. If you are in the right age group, you can apply. There are Commonwealth fellowships. There are JSPS fellowship of the Japanese government, DART fellowship of the German government. Like that, there are many fellowships. Then research guidance is important. How many PhDs you have produced? How many independent publications you have? Initially, you may be having publication with your supervisor, but then slowly you should become independent. Then how many academic awards and honors and other recognitions you had? See, as you grow academically, you should get these awards. In every discipline, in every department, so many awards are there. You should make efforts for that. See, the more you have awards, that speaks that you have been duly recognized. Then organization and presentation at national and international events. How many national or international conferences, seminars you have attended and participated? Maybe one starts with a poster presentation, but then you can have oral presentation, invited talk, plenary lecture, keynote address, all that should come your way. So, these things you should be very much concerned that you have to get all these things. This is the meaning of strengthening your academic credential. You can beat your opponents academically. Therefore, you will have to make effort in that direction. See, why I am saying all that? Because I have been a member of the selection committee for the selections of the vice chancellors. I know that these things matter a lot. Then, in today's technology driven world, how much contribution you have made in e-content development, MOOCs development, all that. And all these things do not come overnight. You have to make efforts. You should also learn to say no to routine things. And once in 6 months, you should look at your biodata and see what have you added in the last 6 months. Regular introspection, self-evaluation is the need of the hour. Nobody else will do for you. They will feel happy if you're not doing it. So strengthening your academic credentials is very, very important. Please pay a lot of attention to this part. And then many of you are in colleges. You should still learn how to excel in research. You may be having a very heavy teaching load. See, we all started from colleges. Therefore, strengthening your academic credential means you will have to be continuously learning. You should have research productivity, teaching excellence. You should be an excellent teacher. Your students will remember you for years. And then professional networking. This is also very important in today's world. And please remember, life is a game of timing. Even if you are doing the right thing, but if the time has gone, it loses its impact. The secret of your future is hidden in your daily routine. And for all this, you will all have to be proactive, as I mentioned earlier. Be proactive in life. Second trait, in my opinion, for a leader is a leader should be visionary. Visionary is one who is able to see what is still invisible to others. And then you should have the capacity to translate your vision into reality. So now the question is, how does one become visionary? One becomes visionary if you have a full understanding of all issues and then you think over them. That is how you can come out with a new idea. And please remember, sight is what you see with your eyes. Vision is what you see with your mind. Vision always precedes sight. That's why it is said, action without vision is only passing time. Vision without action is merely daydreaming. But vision with action can change the world. You should have vision with action. For example, these days, everybody talks about establishing world-class universities or institutions in India. But have you ever thought what is required for making any institution world-class? These are the three critical components which you need. One is attract best talent as students and teachers from all over the world. This is the first requirement for world-class universities. Because the term university implies universality. Talent from any source of the world, any part of the world is welcome. We are not to promote inbreeding or consanguinity. Consanguinity means blood relations. Look at Harvard, Stanford, Columbia, how much international student population they have. Second is you need large budget, because quality comes with a price. If you want to have a world-class university, you need to have a world-class infrastructure. You need lot of money. See, some of the universities in China and United States, their budget is much more than the budget of the entire Ministry of Education or the government of India. And the third is you need a combination of freedom, autonomy, and leadership. These three things are very important. You should have as leaders men and women of caliber and commitment, having the vision and passion of the highest order. They should be at the helm of the affairs. Because such people will be able to create an environment in the university which will foster competitiveness, unrestrained scientific inquiry, critical thinking, innovation, and creativity. So these are the three things which you need. Please remember one thing, the role of a leader is not to come up with all the great ideas. No, that's not the role. The role is to create an environment where great ideas can happen. That is the role of a leader. Create such circumstances. And one thing you should remember in life, decisions are always easier when vision is clear. And one tip for all of you, there is no reset button in life. Be very careful while making decisions in life, because your decisions and action will have a lasting impact on the rest of your life. Be very, very careful. The third quality for a leader is he or she should be a good articulator. Articulation means ability to express your thoughts clearly and effectively. If you are a good articulator, it is a big asset in this profession. You will be able to articulate your vision, what is in your mind, how you want to achieve in future your vision. You can paint a picture of the future before them if you are very good in articulation. All of you should make efforts that you become good articulator, good communicator. Then a leader has to be a team player, not dictatorial. Look at this, boss, then is leader. Boss will give order, dictatorial. Leader is first amongst equals. A leader will always develop people. Boss will always use people. Boss will inspire fear, whereas leader will generate enthusiasm and give credit. See, this is the difference between boss and leader. And then, this is a very important point which I am going to talk now. As a leader, one should have a deep understanding of human behavior and emotions. Because you are ultimately dealing with people. You should understand their behavior and emotions. And for that, the tip is don't judge people, try to understand them. This is very important. Don't judge people, try to understand them. See, 6 plus 3 is 9, so is 5 plus 4. The way you do things is not always the only way to do them. Respect other people's way of thinking. And then the quality which you need is empathy. Empathy is very, very important. Empathy is one of the most important interpersonal skills which helps you to connect with another person. Empathy means what? Seeing with the eyes of another, listening with the ears of another, and feeling with the heart of another. That means you put yourself into another's shoes. That is the meaning of empathy. This quality can be a big asset That is why it is said emotional intelligence plays a very important role in leaders. See, these two, IQ and EQ, both are important. Intelligence quotient and emotional quotient. But research has shown that IQ can help you to be successful to the extent of 20% only in life. The rest of 80% success depends on your emotional quotient, EQ. This is very, very important. Emotional quotient means what? A measure of your ability to understand and manage emotions. Intelligence quotient is a measure of your ability to solve problems and think logically. And you know, leaders generally have very high EQ. High EQ helps leaders in understanding emotions, resolving conflicts, and creating a positive, motivated work environment. So you should have high EQ, understand emotions of the people. Then a leader should lead by example. You should be the role model. Your actions speak louder than your words. You should exhibit dedication, professionalism, and enthusiasm in your work. That is the meaning when I say lead by example. People will get inspired by that. Then you should have the courage of conviction. Act in accordance with your beliefs. You should have the confidence and determination to stand by your beliefs, principles, or decisions. Even if there is a lot of opposition, there is a lot of criticism, still you should have the courage of conviction. And then you should have the full knowledge of rules and regulations. This is very important. It doesn't mean that you need to rote learn the rules and regulation. No. Whenever you feel there is a need, you should go into the depth. For example, you want to apply for leave. You may not be knowing the leave rules. You can talk to your colleagues, you can talk to administrative people and try to understand what are the leave rules. You can read from the rule book also. Suppose you are in some committee where finances are involved. You are not aware of the financial rules. You can again talk to the accounts people or your senior colleagues and then read on your own. In this way, over a period of time, all these rules and regulations will be on your tips. And this is a very big asset. Then a leader should be an out-of-box thinker, coming out with new ideas. And out-of-box thinker you become if you have the quality of intellectual curiosity. See, this is the meaning of out-of-box thinking. Work smarter, not harder. This is today's mantra. You should work smarter, not harder. Look at these pictures. Work smarter, not harder. See again, hard work versus smart work. So it's a question of coming out with new ideas. And in becoming out-of-box thinker, intellectual curiosity plays a very important role. Intellectual curiosity means what? Desire to learn more about the world and find the answers to deeper questions like how systems work, why people behave in certain ways, or why a particular decision was taken. You go into the depth. That is intellectual curiosity. And if a person is intellectually curious, it will help in developing creative solutions to various problems. See, Albert Einstein used to say, I have no special talents, I am only passionately curious. That sort of quality you should have. And then dedication. You should be ready to spend whatsoever time or energy is necessary to complete a task. 100% dedication is required. Don't lose on time front. And time management, as I said, is life management. Create a sense of urgency in your life. Otherwise, work will keep on expanding according to the time available. And look at this. Live every day like it's your last day. This is a very important quote. And one day it will prove true also. One day will be your last day also. And then what you do in one day is important because you are exchanging a day of your life for that. And if possible, one small advice, if you can do, maintain a regular diary of important happenings in your life. Very important. These are the benefits of writing a diary. You are able to remember events and activities. You are able to track your progress and growth, even self-reflection, and it improves memory. You must have seen all big people generally maintain a diary. You don't have to write big things. Just write a few points so that you are able to recall it. And then the older the diary is, the more valuable it becomes. So these were some of the traits which are expected in leaders. Now we come to expectations of different stakeholders in a higher educational institution. How to deal with the stakeholders? See, the most important stakeholder is students. What they want? High quality education, preparation for jobs, all-round development, value for money. They are paying fees. They want value for money. These are the expectations of the students. And they look reasonable. Look at the teachers. What they want? A fulfilling career, good promotional avenues, career profile of teachers. So all okay. If you look at the government, what the government wants? Research output. The more, the better it is. If you look at the society, it wants furtherance of social causes, education to be imparted with equity. That is the expectation of society. And the management of the institution wants what? Growth of the institution, proliferation of the courses, efficient operations, brand building. All these are the expectations of the management. So you can see different stakeholders, different expectations, all look very genuine. But leader is one. But its role is very important. All stakeholders need to work like a team. Together, everyone achieves more. Then come the skills of a good academic leader. See, there may be many skills one can note down. But in my opinion, the most important in today's scenario are these. Networking is very important. That highlights the importance of connection and relationship, how well you are connected. So networking will always help you. Team building skills. You may be constituting various committees. Who will be the right person for a particular job? That comes under team building skills. Then you should have excellent, effective communication and presentation skills, ICT skills. You may be making many presentations at various platforms. You should be very good communicator, very good presentation skills. Because how logically and systematically you speak, that reflects how logically and systematically you think. Then resilience is very important. Resilience means, see, you may be not always successful. There may be setbacks, there may be failures, but that's not the end of the world. You should bounce back. That is the meaning of resilience. And then strategic thinking. This is a very important skill. Strategic thinking means you should be one who should be able to develop strategy to achieve long-term goals. First, you should set long-term goals. How will you set long-term goals? By analyzing the present trends, implementing all those plans which align with the institution's vision and mission statement, and then come out with the long-term goals. That comes in strategic thinking. This is the team building skill which I was talking. All steps are there. Form team, clarify roles, encourage communication, build relationship, track progress, assess team performance, solve problem, etc. See, as a leader, you should know that everybody has some gifts and talent. Everybody is unique. They have some gifts and talents. A good leader knows how to harness them towards the same goal. And then a leader should also know that before you are a leader, success was all about growing yourself. But once you become a leader, success is all about growing others. You should take pride in the growth of your colleagues. Very important point. And then psychological handling of the people. See, suppose you have constituted a committee and somebody has not done very well. Still you appreciate them. Because a person who feels appreciated will always do much more than what is expected. This is called psychological handling of the people. That is how you can help handle people. See, this a power of appreciation can do wonders. Look at this quote. When you see something beautiful in someone, tell them. It may take you a second to say so, but for others it could last a lifetime. That is the impact of the power of appreciation. Then you know what are the don'ts for an academic leader, what an academic leader should not do. Don't over control tasks, avoid micromanagement. In any institution, there are various departments, there are various sections, account section, administrative section, there are heads of that. So avoid micromanagement, have faith in people until unless there is something very serious. Don't act arrogantly, don't be rigid. See, if I am the vice chancellor and if I have taken a decision, and if tomorrow some new evidence comes to light, I should revisit my decision. I should not be rigid. I should not make it a prestige issue. Then don't be biased. Don't be biased means even if your enemy deserves anything, don't deny it to him. This way you will be able to win over the people. And then don't focus on the problem, rather focus on solution. And this point which I am now talking, this is very important in the context of a higher educational institution. Don't compromise on quality in recruitment. Very important point. Please remember, one wrong appointment can spoil generations. Never compromise. Suppose you appoint an assistant professor. He or she will be there for 30, 40 years. And if you have compromised in quality, so many generations will be spoiled. All world-class institutions take special effort while recruiting the faculty. And please remember, an institution is ultimately as good as its faculty. Even in our country, look at various top-class institutions. They are top-class because of the faculty. It's not the buildings which make them top-class. Then you know, why do academic leaders fail? That could be the question. Academic leaders fail when they have unclear vision and expectations. They themselves are not clear in what direction the institution should go. They don't have any vision. Then lack of connectivity and trust. Many people, leaders, they are sitting in their air-conditioned offices, totally cut off from the rest of the institution. Even if some feedback comes, they neglect it. So such leaders are bound to fail. Many a times leaders themselves start focusing on politics. They start indulging in politics. That also happens. And then in case of many leaders, initially they are confident, but that confidence becomes ego and that leads to making them arrogant. And they are bound to fail. Then many leaders show resistance to change. For example, now new education policy has come. Many things are changing. But if somebody is opposing or is showing resistance to change, in the long term, such leaders are bound to fail. Many times leaders fail because their decision making is very slow. Files are lying in the offices for weeks and weeks and nobody takes a decision. Many leaders fail because they become selfish and they are more concerned about their personal professional growth rather than the growth of the institution. So these are the reasons. And then lack of personal integrity. This is a very big problem in today's world. People lack integrity. Integrity means what? Holding to the principle like honesty, loyalty, and fairness. It is the most, valuable and respected quality of leadership. It is the cornerstone of leadership. And many leaders lack that. See, this is Warren Buffett, very famous person. He says, in looking for people to hire, look for three qualities. What are the three qualities he recommends? Integrity, intelligence, and energy. And then he says, if they don't have the first one, that means integrity, the other two will kill you. So important is this quality of integrity. And one more thing which I feel is leaders should foster a culture of merit at workplace. Very important point. Leaders should foster a merit-based culture. Merit-based culture means every employee should know what is expected of them and how their work will be assessed. It should be clear to everybody. Then you should use fair evaluation. Evaluate everyone using the same standards. Avoid favoritism or personal bias. Then reward performance. You should reward and recognize employees based on their results, not their relationship or context. No. You should offer equal opportunities to everyone. Every faculty member should be given the same equal opportunities for career growth. And if there is a feedback coming, it should be shared openly and it should be used to help people grow rather than to penalize them. If some negative feedback comes, tell to the person so that he improves rather than you start penalizing them. And then in all these things, you should be transparent. If a particular decision is taken, it should be clear why that has been taken. If somebody has promoted, why he has been promoted. If somebody has not been promoted, why he has not been promoted. All that should be full transparency. See, these are small things, but then they can make a world of difference. So, ladies and gentlemen, Please remember, incompetent leaders can destroy a higher educational institution. You have to remember that. Incompetent leaders can harm a higher educational institution by lacking vision, planning, and decision making ability. They may misuse resources, block innovation, and they will lower academic standards if they are incompetent. The result is faculty morale will drop, students' outcome will decline, and the institution will be failing to keep up with the world standards, global trends. All this is because of incompetent leaders. So, you know why I have given all that? You should learn from this. And these qualities which I told, you should try to cultivate in yourself so that you can become a competent leaders in future. We need competent leaders. And now I come to the last part where I will talk about some life-changing tips for building strong proactive personality for academic leaders. Again, the lessons which I learned, I am sharing with you. See, I showed you this slide earlier. Your competence for academic leadership is also determined by knowledge, skills, and personality. All the three things are important. And you know, for this competence, there is an iceberg model. Look at this. Iceberg model for competence. Knowledge and skills are above sea level, as you can see. They are known to everybody. But personality is hidden. Your attitude, your trait, your thinking style, that is hidden. You can never know the personality of a person by looking at them. You can know the personality of a person only after dealing with them over a period of time. So this iceberg phenomena is also applicable on human beings. So this point you have to remember. Now we are focusing on personality, which is hidden. And in my opinion, the most important thing is whether leaders or not, all of you should become a good human being. This is very, very important. Very important point for all of you. Be a good human being. And a human being, good human being is who? Who is kind, empathetic, honest, respectful, compassionate, selfless, and striving to make a positive impact on others. See, these qualities require no money, they require no cost. Everybody can be a good human being, but we are not. Therefore, this is the most important quality you should have. Try to be a good human being. It costs you nothing. वो कहते हैं ना, पत्थर एक बार मंदिर गया, भगवान बन गया. आदमी जिंदगी भर मंदिर गया, लेकिन इंसान नहीं बन पाया. और एक और देखिए, वह बुलंदियां ही किस काम की जब इंसान आगे बढ़े और इंसानियत पीछे रह जाए. Try to be good human beings. See, we are all humans until religion separated us, politics divided us, and wealth classified us. See, we are all humans. We start saying, oh, he is Hindu, he is Muslim, he is Sikh, he is Christian. We are all humans. So, be a good human being. This is a very important lesson in life. Second, world only respects your position. If you are a leader, people will be around you. कुर्सी को सलाम जिसे कहते हैं. Therefore, enhance your intrinsic value and learn to survive alone. Even if that chair is not with you, still you should have some intrinsic value and learn to survive alone. वो कहते हैं ना, तभी तक पूछे जाओगे जब तक काम आओगे. चिरागों के जलते ही बुझा दी जाती हैं तीलियां. That is how people treat. Once their work is over, they will forget you. Be ready to survive alone. Never search your happiness in others. If you search your happiness in others, then you will never be happy. Always be ready to survive alone. Some people suddenly change. Today you are important to them. Tomorrow you will be nothing to them. That is how the world is. And then learn to say no and speak only when you must. Another lesson which you should keep it in mind. Learn the art of saying no. Don't lie, don't make excuses, don't over explain yourself, just simply decline. You can be a good person with a kind heart and still say no. You don't have to be a bad person for saying no. This is a very important three-gate formula. Before you speak, let your words pass through three gates. What are the three gates? Is it true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? If the answer is yes, only then you should speak. If you follow this three-gate formula, people will start taking you seriously. They will think, oh, this person normally doesn't speak, but if he or she is speaking, there must be something. So this is very important. And look at this is a well-known quote. Don't be a parrot in life, be an eagle. Parrot talks too much, but can't fly high. Eagle is silent and has the power to touch the sky. And another quote, a fish with its mouth closed never gets caught. So you can see it always pays to remain silent or talking less. This is very important point. Because talk less. Why? Because stop telling people more than they need to know. Another lesson for you. Stop telling. Sometimes people tell everything whether required or not. No, talk less. Because the fear is you may be creating future enemies. Then privacy is power. What people don't know, they cannot ruin. That is the meaning of that. That is also ultimately coming from talking less. Keep it to yourself. Then stop worrying about things you can't control. This is what I told you earlier also. Worry is a misuse of your imagination. Worry only about attitude, focus, and effort. That's all. Then learn self-control. This thing again I have said. If you can learn self-control, you can master anything. Because there is nothing in this world that can trouble you more than your own thoughts. The heaviest burden that we carry are the thoughts in our head. We are always thinking something. And Bhagavad Gita says there is no greater enemy than an uncontrolled mind. So start practicing self-control. Because it is the mindset which separates the best from the rest. Mindset means attitude. That is why, in today's world, this is the life's mantra. Master your mind, master your life. Your life will be ultimately as good as your mindset. And look at this quote. The greatest discovery of all time is that a person can change his future by merely changing his attitude. Attitude is what? Mindset. So these are small, small things, but they can change your life. Try to do that. And then this section I have added, this is just for each one of you. all of you should learn how to deal with office or workplace politics. In every college, in every university, in every department, there is a lot of politics. Politics may be because of clash of interests, because of jealousies, or any other reason. There may be many toxic people. And sometimes this politics assumes such an alarming proportion that it may destroy the career of many hard-working and innocent teachers. This is the problem, yes. You cannot eradicate politics. It is inevitable. But it has the problem. It could destroy the career of many people. Some people are very sensitive. So, how to deal with this politics? These are the tips. Stay focused on your work and professional goals for what you have been appointed. By maintaining a strong work ethic, you can build a reputation based on your performance rather than office politics. Choose your friends very carefully because some may be gossip mongers, some may be backstabbers. You have to choose them very carefully. Stay objective and don't take sides. Office politics sometimes involves different factions or conflicts. See, you have to remain neutral. Avoid taking sides. Your peace of mind is most important. And some people are so sensitive. If they are disturbed, they will bring that disturbed mind to home. Even their personal lives will also be very much adversely affected. Because there are always some toxic people who will hate you, rate you, shake you, and break you. Always in every institution, there are some toxic people. And people become toxic when they themselves are not happy with their own lives. You have to stay strong. You don't have to oblige them. Your peace of mind is the most important thing. You have to find your way out. It's something like you're in a traffic. Somebody may hit from front, back, side. You have to find your way out. Because many colleagues I know, I have been vice chancellor of so many places. This is very common. And by the time people realize the futility of all that, time has gone. What is the use? Then they cannot get back the time. And a toxic person's analogy is given with a pig. Look at this. And the quote is, never wrestle with a pig. You will get dirty and the pig likes it. And one more reality of life I am telling you. Inside every person you know, there is always one person whom you don't know. You never know a person completely. Howsoever close your friend may be, you never know. And one more thing, believe me or not, some of your friends secretly hate you. This is another reality of life. And don't give too much importance to someone in your life. When you start giving too much importance, you tend to lose your value in their life. This may sound strange, but it is true. Therefore, try to be trustworthy. How you become trustworthy? When you make some commitment, you build hope. And when you keep it, you build trust. That is how you slowly become trustworthy. Try to win over the trust of the people. These days, people say you should be a human medicine. Some people are like human medicine. You spend some time with them and You feel so good, everything looks better. Some people are so positive. You will love to be in their company. They are not negative, they are not toxic people. They look at life in a positive way. Their perspective of life is totally different. You should be like that. Such people are called human medicine. And then sycophants is also very important. You should be beware of sycophants. As a leader, you have so many sycophants. They are like termites which will eat you from inside. And they are often in the guise of supporters and followers. वो कहते हैं ना, जिंदगी में एक बात हमेशा याद रखें, मक्खन लगाने वाले के हाथ में हमेशा चाकू होता है. And there is a very famous Hungarian proverb, a flatterer is a secret enemy. ये चीजें बड़ी काम की हैं, इनको ध्यान में रखिएगा. Therefore, you should try to win over people. So, how to win over people? How to make people like you? These are some of the ways, small, small. Don't criticize, condemn or complain. किसी को आप क्रिटिसाइज करते हैं तो थोड़ी देर के लिए खुशी हासिल होती है, पर इसका कोई फायदा नहीं है. Give honest and sincere appreciation. Show respect for other person's opinions. Even if it is different, show respect. You should become genuinely interested in other people. Be a good listener. Never say you are wrong. Never say. किसी को कहने से क्या? Even if you have to call attention to other person's mistake, do it indirectly in a very subtle way. There is ways how you can convey that. See, these are small, small ways by which you can win over people, you can maintain healthy relations, and relationship will continue for life. Just small, small things. वो कहते हैं ना, look at this. रिश्तों को जोड़े रखने के लिए कभी अंधा, कभी बहरा और कभी गूंगा होना पड़ता. घरों में भी देखिए, कईयों की बड़ी फैमिली है, कोई कुछ कहता है, कोई कुछ कहता है. अगर हर एक को आप रिएक्ट करने लग पड़ो तो फिर तो आप जी ही नहीं पाओगे. और एक ये देखिए, रिश्तों को वक्त दो. ताजमहल को दुनिया ने देखा है, मुमताज ने नहीं. शाहजहां should have given time to मुमताज when she was alive. बाद में ताजमहल बनाने से क्या? So small, small thing, but the message is loud and clear. And one small thing which I always say, although nothing to do with the lecture, spend time with your parents. Treat them well, because one day you will look up from your phone, they won't be there anymore. You're fortunate if your parents are alive and they are with you. You have not seen God, you have not seen anyone. For you, everything is parents. And their love is truly selfless, unconditional, and forgiving. So spend time with your parents, treat them well. And this is the last part. Leaders don't die because they live in the hearts of others. To live in the hearts of those we leave behind is not to die. Because we know, we have not seen many leaders, but they live in our hearts. That is why they don't die. Therefore, if you don't want to die, start living in the hearts of others. So the question is how to live in the hearts of others. These are some of the ways how to live in the hearts. Show genuine kindness. Genuine is very important. Be empathetic. Offer help without expecting anything in return. If you are expecting something in return, then it is a business. And then inspire others through your words and actions. If you inspire others through your words and actions, you will live in the hearts of others. As a teacher, you have an opportunity to inspire your students. They will remember you for 30, 40 years. We still remember many of our teachers who taught us very well. They could inspire us, they could motivate us. That is why they are living in our hearts. So, ladies and gentlemen, please remember the things you do for yourself are gone when you are gone. But the things you do for others remain as your legacy. Leave behind a rich legacy so that people remember you. And therefore, work with bulldog determination towards your goal. Goal is what? Becoming an academic leader. World will be at your feet. Never give up, be persistent. वो कहते हैं ना, जहां सबकी हिम्मत समाप्त होती है वहीं से इतिहास रचने वालों की शुरुआत होती है. Be a trendsetter. Be an example for others. Reach your goal very fast because you know only your date of birth, not date of death. And you know life is gradually slipping away. You may be 30, 40, 50, 60-year old, whatsoever may be your age. That time cannot come back. Still, you can lead a meaningful life if you keep these things in mind. Life is gradually slipping away. All of us are slowly, you can say, approaching our death. वो एक बड़ा अच्छा कोट है, देखिए, एक दिन शिकायत तुम्हें वक्त और जमाने से नहीं खुद से होगी. क्या? कि जिंदगी सामने थी और तुम दुनिया में उलझे रहे. Don't let that happen. You live only once. Please remember that. And this is the last slide. मंजिलें कितनी भी ऊंची हों, रास्ते हमेशा पैरों के नीचे होते हैं. So, that's all. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure talking to you. Your feedback is welcome. Any comment, any suggestion, anything you can ask, write in the chat box, anything. This is my cell number. You can always talk to me anytime. My quality is that I always respond to my queries or anything which comes. So thank you very much. It was a pleasure talking to you and hoping to see you at some other platform. And then any question, any comment, anything, most welcome.
Thank you very much, sir. It was a wonderful talk. Really, from my side, just I tell you, I learned many things, and you have given a new life. Just I'm thinking like that. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Nothing
Thank
to
you.
say, sir. Nothing to say. You have expressed each and everything. You know what we needed in our life. You know we have needed in our life.
May I know you? Who?
Yeah,
your
I'm
back-
Dr. Nurul Islam from Assam, sir.
Assam. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Welcome, sir. Welcome, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Who is speaking?
This is Dr. Rupali from ERA University. I am in the Department of English. I'm heading the Department of English here. I'm Associate Professor. Sir, I really like the way you explained how to deal with toxic people because, you know, at this point in time, people are thinking more in terms of their personal gains. People are not thinking in terms of enhancing academics or working on their students or bringing value to the institution. But everybody is engaged in, toxic culture and doing politics at the workplace. So that is something which has to be combated with, and there should be more lectures like this where people learn how to deal with such people. Because, sir, you have been on top of it all, because you have seen the big picture, because you have been the vice chancellor. So you see the big picture and you know how to handle such politics. Like the innocent faculty, actually, they are suffering. So thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. You're most welcome. Most welcome. Thank you. Because it's time for you to think over that, and don't waste time dealing with those toxic people, because they will be happy if your time is wasted. Ultimately, you will also realize the futility of all that, but generally by the time you will realize that all this was futile, time would have gone, then you cannot get back the time. That's the problem.
Sir, at our institution also, all of us, we are handling such issues. But the main problem is that such people have a very big lobby also.
Oh, no,
So
no.
you don't know how to handle them. There will be 10 more people supporting such people.
No, you're right. You're right. That is sometimes difficult. That is why I said you have to find your way out. Your peace of mind is most important. Even if you have to lose little bit, that's not a lose. That is for a long-term gain. You are doing all that. So keep that thing in mind. That's the best way to treat such people.
And sir, meaning these people are the ones who are not interested in, working on the academics or writing research papers or helping the institution grow in terms of research. They don't want to bring any kind of value to the institution or the departments, and they want leverages. Like by bringing about, a big group, they try to take leverages.
No, I agree. That is why, these days, while appointing people, they also ensure that they are good people who come to the department or the college or the university. Because one wrong appointment even can not only spoil generation, but even make the, culture of the whole department very toxic. वो कहते हैं ना, वो फिश सारे तालाब को गंदा कर देती है, वैसे लोग हो जाते हैं. इसलिए
बिल्कुल सर, बिल्कुल।
you may
वही
be
बात है
very.
कि कई बार समझ में नहीं आता है कि इस टाइप के कल्चर से कैसे डील करें। Although we are truly academic and we are thinking just in terms of increasing our API index and working on book publication, paper publication, and guiding our scholars, but such people, they are not doing anything.
No, I know, I
Not
know, I know, I know. See, I have seen so many people like that. And I have also seen many young people getting so much troubled by them. And then, so that's why I put it, although it was not very much required in this lecture, but I thought this is practical problem with most of the young colleagues. So happy that you find it useful. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So, anybody else? So thanks a lot for your good comments, suggestion. Hope it was a useful interaction with you. Maybe in the last 2-3 days of your programs now, but we hope to remain in touch with you, and please remain in touch.
Thank you, sir. Very nice session, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Very, very motivational